So you just signed up to share with others, right? And grow your bank account at the same time. But now what? Because those messaging strategies just aren't your thing. And I totally get it. If that sounds like you, then make sure and stick around because we're going to talk. There are three fundamentals that you really need to know in order to be effective, especially on social media as you're first starting your entrepreneurial journey and you're ready to share, all these great things with so many people that you love. Well, what do you do? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Stick around if that sounds like something that will be effective for you. We're going to talk about, do a deeper dive on that. And if we have not met before, make sure and say hello. I'm Debbie Dunford. Put down in the discussion where you're from. I am from the Salt Lake Valley area of Utah. My husband and I live here and we grow our business here. And a little bit about us, if you're not familiar, we mentor online networkers and entrepreneurs who are building on social media. And whether they're using organic or paid, we mentor both. And we really focus on showing them how to leverage their time so that they can live that life that they really choose, right? So that's what we do. That's a little bit about us. So, like I mentioned, there's a few fundamentals when you are first deciding to get into this journey, and maybe, like I said, you've decided you're ready to go, but those traditional methods, those messaging techniques, is just not your style. So, what do you do instead? Like, is there anything to do instead? Maybe you didn't even know that there was a possibility of doing something else. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Um, is how to go about doing this. Now, um, think about when you first started dating, or maybe you're dating right now. But when you've been in a dating situation, what happens? First, you get to know somebody, right? And maybe you go to the same, you hang out at the same places, and that's how you're introduced to people. And then, because you can't date if you don't have people that you know and you can choose from, right? And that's the exact same thing and same idea of growing an audience or of building on social media. And like I was just saying, like growing that audience is the first thing you need to have. If you're not going to be able to date anybody if you don't have people to choose from, right? So that's that audience piece that I'm talking about. So that's what you have to do. Like that's one of the main fundamentals when you're first starting out, is having an audience. Now, put down below, if you put a little one in the discussion, if you have know somebody in your maybe in your upline or maybe in a different upline, but know of somebody that seemed to just come in, um, join this um, join this entrepreneurial journey and this networking thing, right? And they joined, and they just seemed to overnight or within a few weeks, just boom, 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 they're hitting all these ranks. And they're growing like crazy. And you think, what in the world am I doing wrong? Or what am I doing that's different? Right? What am I not doing that they're doing? Because I'm trying to check off all the boxes of what I was told I was supposed to do. Well, the thing that isn't spoken before that, or the thing that isn't shown most of the time in those situations, is the fact that they already had an audience. They already had a group of people. And what I mean by audience is a group of people that already knew them, that liked them, that they had influence over. Like for example, I know one person that was in that boat, right? That she came over and she just boom, 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 grew her audience. Well, guess what? She had a blog for years and she had tons of followers on that blog. She already had an audience, people that influenced her. Another example is my one of my past uplines. She had been in a previous opportunity and grown and grown and grown. So when she came to a different opportunity, she was able to just boom overnight and within a few weeks just rank advance like crazy because she already had an audience, right? So what do you do if you don't have that audience? What do you do? How do you grow the audience? Well, you go hang out, like go back to that dating scenario, right? How do you find people to date? Well, you go and hang out where other people are, right? And now by audience, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about friends and family and neighbors and the grocery store clerk, right? So how do you grow an audience that does not involve those people, does not rely on your friends and family that you don't want to bug anyway, right? Well, and how do you attract the right person, someone who is already interested? Because most of the time, our friends and family, it's like convincing them, right? Come on, this is going to be great. Well, what if you didn't have to convince anybody? What if it was a matter of finding the right person, that person that already has an interest in what you're doing? So, what I'm talking about specifically with that is what's called targeting on social media. So, again, going back to that idea of dating, where on social media can you hang out that other people that are already interested in your niche, in what you have to offer, whatever opportunity that might be? What if you went and hung out in the same groups? What if you went and hung out in places on social media where they also hang out, right? I remember when I was younger, if I had a crush on a kid in high school, I'd go and hang out where they were, right? Because I wanted to let him get to know me and me get to know him, right? So, where might you hang out so that you can get to know people, so that you're getting to know the right kind of person? Sorry, my little kid just came in. So that you can get to know the right kind of person, that person that's already interested, right? So that's the biggest tip that I can share with you, is that you need to grow an audience. You need to have people hang out where they hang out, get to know them, build that relationship. You don't just hang out and watch, right? You've got to interact. You've got to get to know them, and not, here's a huge key, not in a way that's spammy. This is not about going in and poaching. This is about going in and getting to know people, right? Hanging out where people hang out and getting to know them and letting them get to know you. So, and then over time, there's other strategies and tactics that you can use, and that's saved for another video. But I wanted to really focus and stick with just the fundamentals here, growing an audience. And how do you do that on social media so that it's effective and that it works? Now, if you are interested in learning more, like I said, we just talked about one of those fundamentals. But if you're interested in learning more, put more in the discussion, because David and I have a gift that helped us understand. It's a gift. It's from my friend Fernie. He has become, over the last few years, I mean, we had no idea who he was, and then we got to know him, and he's become a friend. He's become a mentor, and he is so knowledgeable, so extremely knowledgeable, and we want to pass that along to you. So put more in the discussion if you're interested in just getting this gift from us. And it deals with the info that we talked about tonight, right? It deals with growing the audience. It deals with once you grow an audience, what to do with them so you don't sound like you have an agenda. Also, it helps you know how to turn your audience into, or what those wants and needs are, and how to meet those needs, and then how to turn that audience into loyal customers, because we need customers in order for a bank account to actually grow, right? So there's a different process, though, that we didn't know, that wasn't the traditional methods. And it was this process that made a huge difference for us. And it's a little 10-day boot camp. Huge help for us, and we'd love to pass that along to you. So if you are an action taker, if you want to build momentum and find momentum in your business, and you want to take control and have a say in your future, then go ahead and put more in the discussion, and I'll connect with you in Messenger on getting you that gift. Okay. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a fantastic night, and join me next Wednesday. We'll see you later. Bye.